Streets 993 C-Dub is up in here. It's the C-Dub Show, and I got these two wonderful ladies right here. And if you don't know who they are, you should know who they are. And if you don't know, this is pretty good. I'm glad you're here. I got these two ladies here. I got Marcia, who's here, and also Jasmine. They work at the Corner to Corner, the Academy. And thank you again, ladies, for joining us on the show again today.
Yeah, well, you always got to make us stop.
Yeah, they got to come through with a skirt.
Every time.
They come holler at your boy. So before we get anything, like, what's been going on? Like,
listen, all the things have been happening. You know, we be shaking and moving on our end. Okay. You know.
I've been seeing y'all all these pop-up stuff.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. I see that green banner.
That's it.
You see the van.
The van pulled up.
You got a van?
Yeah, we got a van.
I ain't seen the van.
Oh,
You got to make sure you see CC.
That's her name, CC.
You know how we do. We're going to give everything a nickname.
Right. So we on the show today, and if you guys don't know, they're from the Corner to Corner, and there's an academy program that you need to know about. So all my entrepreneurs or future entrepreneurs, you've been sitting there thinking about it, and like, you know, I'm sick of working in my job, and I need another stream. Well, you can still keep your job, but, you know, there's nothing wrong with getting you another stream of income.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Jazz, can you tell us a little bit about what is Corner to Corner, and how did it become where it is now?
Yeah, so Corner to Corner began in 2011. So Will and Tiffany Acuff, our co-founders, moved into the inner city neighborhood. They began to build community with their neighbors. And what they found was that neighbors had all of these gifts, all of these talents. And so at the time, Tiffany was working within the correctional facility, and she was doing job readiness training. So around this time, 2011, I believe the living wage was about $22, $24, between $22 and $24. And so, but the minimum wage was like $7.25.
Yep.
So what you telling our brothers and sisters is that when they come home, you got to work 3.5 jobs just to try to break even. And survive. But as they kept, you know, building these relationships, they found that they had gifts and talents and these abilities. And they got to thinking about what would it look like to turn this into some type of entrepreneur framework.
Okay.
And so that was in 2011. So in 2016, that's when they piloted the Academy program, and they started with 13 people who were like, hey, I got this business idea and I want to learn how to actually turn it into a business.
Right.
So from then up until now, we have continued to do that with entrepreneurs who want to do something different or want to maximize on their gifts and learn how to do it. And so that's how it began, and that's what we're still doing
to this day, and I love it. Every time I'm sitting on Facebook and Instagram, I'm like, and they still, and it's amazing. It's more people still signing up.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would think like, oh yeah, they got enough people. I give them about 2 years. No, we still people signing up.
Right.
So, Marcia, can you describe like the experience for people, you know, who've heard about it? What is the experience of going through the academy?
I went through the academy myself.
Okay.
And so I graduated in 2019. And so I can speak to my own experience because I didn't even have a business yet. I just had an idea. And so each week that I came to class, my confidence would grow each and every time with the knowledge that I was receiving. And I was like, okay, I can really be a business owner. And then the other week, I was like, oh, this could be a profitable business. So what people can look forward to is a 10-week program where they will each week learn the foundational business concepts in order to plan, start, or grow their own business. So the types of things that we'll talk about is your why. Because C-Dub, I know you got to have a why every day to be able to come in here. Something got to drive you. Something has to drive you. So we're going to talk about your why. We're going to talk about who is your customer, because you got to know who you're selling to. And a lot of people want to go back and forth like, everybody is my customer. And guess what? It's not. And we're not trying to stifle your dream in any way. We're really trying to direct your resources and your dollars to the right people.
Your time.
So we want you to know. Right. And your time. So we want you to know who is your customer. So we spend a lot on that. We talk about marketing, which I know that's your area of expertise, but we go a little bit into marketing. And then this is when it gets real good. We start talking about the finances.
Woo! That's when the rubber meet the road.
Hey, I wish you had a bell so we could go ding 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 ding.
I always say this is when the business owner is birthed. Yeah. Because, you know, we know how to hustle. And nothing against hustle culture. We talk about it all the time. But everything that you see on Instagram is not true. So come on over to the academy where you can learn, am I priced correctly? Because are you underpriced or are you overpriced?
That's key.
And then also we talk about a thing called break-even point. Like how many, things do you have to sell in order just to break even every month? You're not even in the profit yet. You're just breaking even. So we talk about cost. Like what is it going to cost you to get this thing started? So that's when we really, what they say now, give me your hand. Let me hold your hand, baby. And let's really talk about what it's going to take to make this business happen. And then the beautiful thing that I appreciate is that we teach you how to do a business pitch. Because you have to always be talking about your business.
Right.
Whether you're talking to funders, potential customers, whoever, you have to learn how to, and very quickly and very succinctly, be able to talk about your business. Because people ain't going to be like, oh, let me pull out my phone and tell you. No. So we teach people how to talk about your business, but we give you everything that you need to be able to just start. All those foundational things that people typically don't get that makes the difference in the success of your business.
Jazz, for somebody who's listening and watching right now, who are listening like, man, I think that's me, and they're really contemplating on, wanting to know more information and sign up, what would you say or why the Academy would be important for them who's listening and watching right now?
You know what? Marcia said something so great, and as I've come to meet more and more neighbors, this is how I see like how those come into the program. So you have those with the idea. They haven't put anything to, the rubber hasn't met the road yet. So I say to people who just have an idea that won't leave them alone, that keep waking them up in the middle of the night, the Academy is designed for people like you, where it helps you to put structure and foundation to this thing that you have been thinking about. We help you work through the demographics, like we help you put structure to it, because most of the time that's what you need. You want to see if the thing that you have been thinking about is something that actually makes sense.
Right.
And so when we're teaching from the curriculum, it's helping you to actually make it make sense. Also, to the people who have recently started, they're just like, hey, I just wanted to jump out here and start. But you jumped out there and you was like, okay, I don't know anything about how to actually operate a business. And I'm excited about people like that, because it lets us know that you have the drive. And what we know is that you know how to do what you do, but how to operate a business is a whole nother thing.
Yep.
And so for those who are interested in that, again, the Academy, the way that it's structured, we have facilitators who are actual business owners, so they're able to speak into that. Yeah, so our facilitators are graduates of the Academy program, people who are actually operating a business, and so they're able to speak to it from a place of transparency and authenticity. And also for those who, they're looking, things are shifting in the economy now, so maybe, your business, you're looking to do something different, or you want to blow the idea, the dust off of your idea from something in the past. Well, for even our serial entrepreneurs, this is an opportunity for you to dive into break even week, because I'm honest with them as well. If you've been an entrepreneur before, some things maybe week 1 and 2 may sound familiar for you, but hang in there, because when you get to talking about break even in your pricing, maybe the industry has shifted and it's actually costing you more money to continue to do what you've been doing, rather than rethinking or reimagining what that even looks like. And so that's what I would tell entrepreneurs, like wherever you fall in between those things, like the Academy has been able to help people really rethink and reimagine how to do business.
That's amazing.
I wanted to just add one thing. When you talk about the people in the idea phase, there are not too many programs in Nashville that work with people who are in the idea phase. There are a lot of entrepreneurship programs here in Nashville. We partner with them. We love them. But a lot of them, you have to already have been in business, and you have to have a certain level of revenue before you can join these programs. So that's the beautiful thing about the Academy, is that if you just have an idea, I think I want to do this, this is the place where you can come.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
and
good.
If I could just brag on Marcia, like the way that she has, just continued to elevate the Academy program, it has literally helped people build their confidence from day one. So, every program does not have the capability to really be able to hold your hand in a sense, but also helping you to be able to stand on your own, building up some of those growth mindset components and things like that. So she has really thought through how to really make this a well-rounded, supportive entrepreneur community. So I just wanted to shout her out on that.
Thank you.
What inspired you to? Is that something that you've seen from other programs that didn't have that?
Yeah, I think that that's one of my strengths.
Okay.
I used to work at a middle school. I was an assistant principal at a middle school. So I've always known that relationships are important in order for people to know that you care about them or to be able to push them and hold them accountable. They have to know that you care about them. So I know that relationship and community building is important. Like, I couldn't have done this if I didn't have a village. So I know that it's important that people have a village, and we know that sometimes, your family's not gonna be it. You like, oh, my family gonna book me for everything.
Negative.
No, I promise you, they not.
Ask how many of my family members booked me for a wedding.
Ask how many booked me for a wedding.
And you've still been doing it for free.
Right.
Still been doing it for free.
That's a whole nother conversation. We ain't got time for that.
Or a hellified discount.
There we go.
So this program is best for someone who's starting a business, that's already going, either one that's going, but there's going to be something there that's going to help get you to the next level. So I had a couple of people I seen, and I ain't going to call them names, it was just on Facebook and was like, I ain't signing up for that because I already got a business.
Yeah.
And it's something I said, well, you're never too old to learn something.
There you go.
It's something that you were doing 10 years ago now. It's totally different.
You're right.
And even doing business before there was social media, before there was the internet. Even like when we doing insurance, I'm thinking, man, how was y'all doing insurance before the internet?
Right.
Knocking
on doors, sitting on your grandmama's couch with the plan.
Pulling out the yellow pages, the phone book.
Man. So that's just an example of just how times have changed.
Exactly.
Is there any cost associated with anybody joining? Because I know y'all trying to, you got your little tax money. I hope you ain't spent all of it.
I hope not.
Invest in yourself.
It is $160.
Okay.
And so what I say is that is a drop in the bucket.
It is.
For what you will receive, because we look at the academy as an experience. It is not just the 10 weeks of the classes. You start with Jasmine with recruitment, and she does all this motivation and educational things to get you ready. Then we step in, and then after you complete the program, we didn't even talk about, we have a whole alumni program where you can continue to come and receive, additional resources and networks and continued education to continue to grow your business. There's opportunity for mentoring. Like today, they're doing a business banking field trip where you can go around to different banks and talk to these people to figure out which bank you want to go to start your business banking account. So those are the types of, resources that continue as long as you stay connected.
Yeah.
We got stuff for you to continue to learn and do. So $160 for the lifespan of your business, as long as you want to stay connected. We're here.
$160.
That's it. And you
how many
you
weeks?
ain't got to pay it all at once. We like Afterpay. We give you for.
And they take one of them quarter payments.
And we don't add interest.
We don't add no interest to it.
So you ain't got no excuses to get over here and get signed up for the academy to better your life, man. $160. That's a 10-week class.
10-week class.
So you look $16 a week.
That's it.
And how long is the class?
2.5 hours.
Once a week.
So you talking about $8 an hour, $8 and a quarter.
That's a coffee at Starbucks.
Come on, man. Invest in yourself and get the information. And I just really want to just hammer that even if you are a business owner, please still sign up and get the information. Because there are some vital information that you don't know, because these people are connecting with these people in the city and talking to these people, and you're busy doing what you do every day. You're busy selling your candles. You're busy doing hair. You're busy cutting grass and doing landscaping. You don't spend that time trying to figure out ways to better your business when these people have already done it. So get signed up and get the information, all right? Absolutely. So how can people, how can they apply? How can they, because since we talking about it, let's give them the information. Sign up.
Sign up. Listen, so our applications open on May 12th. All right. And it's only going to be open for a limited time. So make sure you go to www.theacademynashville.org. The application only takes you about 6 minutes. Go ahead on and fill it out. We do have a random selection process. We utilize a computer to randomly select those who get in. We have more demand than spots available. school.
Really?
And so we want to make sure that everyone has an equal and fair chance at being selected. If you're selected, like Marcia said, and not only that, you know, if you're selected, you pay a $25 seat deposit to hold your spot, and then you could begin to pay off your balance over the course of the week of class.
$25.
And so, yeah. And so we don't want finances to be a barrier. We don't want it to be a barrier. And so that's the process. And so make sure that you are connected with us on Instagram, Facebook at Corner to Corner. We push all of the information out there. Let your friends, your family know that, hey, it's time to apply. It's time to actually take that chance on yourself. But that's the best way to do it. We open on May 12th. Y'all heard it first.
I got a question just popped up in my head. And this is a good question. What is the minimum age that someone can sign up for the academy?
We our curriculum is written on a 6th grade reading level.
Okay.
Because we want it to be accessible for all. Our youngest participant was a 13-year-old.
Really? I that's why I had to ask that question, because I want the people that's listening and watching right now.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with bringing your kids, man.
No, we've actually had several kids.
You can get your kids signed up.
Yes, they can.
And invest in them.
We can.
Since you don't want to invest $180 in yourself.
Go ahead and get them together. But yeah, we've had people graduate from our program on one day and then graduate from high school the next day, which I thought was absolutely beautiful in the same week.
Yes. That is amazing.
Yeah, and so no, as long as they are willing to put in the work, now we're going to make them do exactly what everybody else that goes through the program does, and we want parents to, be involved and just, get their permission and things like that. But we welcome it. Like, we want to grow the next, wave of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
We're excited.
And I also want to say on the flip end of that, if you feel like that you're too old,
come on.
We, I think our oldest, she was between maybe her early to mid 70s.
Yes.
But, retired.
Yes.
And for her, let's talk about really quick what it means to flourish and thrive on your own terms. Okay. So she did not want to do, I think it was a quilt business, I'm not mistaken. She didn't want to do it full time. It was just something that she liked to do, and she wanted to make money from doing it. That's what flourishing and thriving look like on her own terms for her. Some people want to keep their full-time job and start their side hustle. Some people are looking for a way to transition out and do it full time. Some people are looking to create generational wealth. Some people are like, hey, I'm retired, but I still got a little fire in me, and I just want to do something that I love and enjoy. Whatever you are, whatever flourishing and thriving looks like for you, you set the tone for that. But she was able to come through the academy program and utilize it to structure something that she loves to do, and she able to have us some money on the side.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. It ain't over.
She said, I ain't going to Walmart and get them stickers. No, I'm starting a quilt business. So the big day, graduation.
They don't know. They ain't ready. They ain't ready. I say that, Nashville is a city where we have a lot of events. But I will proudly say, and I'm what they say, stand on business. Y'all might not say that no more. I might not say that no more. But I'm standing on business that the Academy celebration is the best celebration that we have in Nashville, Tennessee.
I can contest to that.
And it is held twice a year. So our next one is on May 12th. We will be at the Belmont Curb Center. And so I love a good theme. I'm corny, y'all. So this year, our theme is doing it together. So it's like a family reunion. So we're going to have boots on the ground. We're going to have our matching t-shirts. We got our fans. We got spades. We got dominoes. We got, the uncle out there on the grill.
With his sandals.
Yeah, with his sandals on.
With the Jesus sandals on.
And the socks.
Make sure he do not put lotion on.
Okay, there we go.
We need to see the ashiness.
And he gonna have a towel across the shoulder.
So it is going to be, joy and celebration at its best. And so we have 205. 205 people who will be crossing the stage. And so we are so excited about them. It is going to be nothing but a celebration. And so doors open at 4:30. And guess how much it costs? Free. Everything is free. You cannot go anywhere in Nashville without having to pay $50 for parking. Even the parking is free. So everything is free. We just want you to come and just see and just feel the joy. I live off the electricity of graduation for days after graduation is over.
Yeah, so
it ain't your typical, we're going to be line dancing. We turning up. We are us. us, no matter what. And we're going to show up as us, and we're going to go celebrate in the way in which we do. So again, it's Monday, May 12th. It is the day after Mother's Day. So bring all your mothers, mother figures, everybody on there to let them see this. But it's free. It's at the Belmont Curve Center. Doors open at 4:30 and graduation opens at 6. It's a couple of hours, and then we let you get on home.
Cause you gotta get them kids. No, they got school. No, they still be in school. Yeah, they still got school.
They're still in school.
But I just want to shout out to Corner to Corner, man. The growth from being at Rocket Town to going to the Nissan Stadium to going to the Municipal Auditorium. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm knocking on wood. We going to the Bridgestone next. We'll take the whole floor. We're going to have a whole concert.
Yeah.
But that's good, man. So for the people that are listening right now, get signed up, get the information. Graduation's going down. And then May 12th, get ready. Enrollment is opening up. Go ahead and say, hey, Siri, set an alarm to go check out and sign up. And set an alarm. Yeah. It's imperative that you do that.
Yes.
And get the information, get in the rooms. And then another thing I want to say, don't rely on just the information. Have an open mind to network with the people that are there in there with you.
Yes.
Because though you never know those people who you're in the class with, or in the class before you or the class after you, you need their services.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're going to know, you guys are going to be able to relate to each other because y'all both gone through the academy together.
Yeah.
And then having the alumni program.
Yes.
I don't know all the full intricacies of that, but just being able to reach back to people who have already graduated, to ask questions, to put your ego to the side, and get the information.
Yes.
Because I just want to flex for just a little bit,
Yeah,
because
go
we
ahead.
didn't even say it.
No.
Because we got 1,469 people who are in that alumni program.
Yes.
And now we're getting ready to add another 205. So we always talk about our, good sis Issa Rae when she talks about networking across.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that you said that, because you need to be networking with the person right beside
Exactly.
you, more than trying to reach those CEOs who's going to throw your card away when you walk away. Network across.
Yeah.
In this day and age, you just never know somebody in 6 months.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That person that you know in 6 months, he done met somebody else that they done got up there, and they say, "Hey man, I got somebody." And go back and come get you.
Exactly.
So you never know how God gonna move and work. You just make sure that you in line and get your blessing.
Exactly. We see it. Yeah.
So how can they stay connected with you, Corner to Corner?
Yes. So make sure that you are following us on Facebook and Instagram at Corner to Corner. And I mentioned that our applications open May 12th, but let me do you one better. If you are on Facebook and Instagram, go ahead on and click our bio. You could go to the academynashville.org. You can actually join our connect list right now. That's going to get you connected with me. And what I'm going to do, not only do I send out tips and resources, I'm going to send out the application notification when it opens. So if you don't trust yourself to set your alarm, or you're a person that like to press snooze, don't worry about it. I'll go ahead, join the connect list, my sister, my brother, and I will go ahead on and send it your way. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Marcia and Jasmine, thank you again for joining us on the C-Dub Show. Right. Again, that door is always open. And I'm just excited now to see the new birth of people, of entrepreneurs that are coming through the academy. Before we get out of here, what is one last thing you want to leave somebody right now who's listening? Like, I want to sign up, but it shouldn't even be a but.
I mentor a group of girls, and when I left them yesterday, it was our last time meeting, and I told them, let your voice in your head be the loudest voice. Don't let the negative thoughts of people around you be louder than your own voice. You are enough. You can do it. So don't let negative thinking and negative people get in your way. If you've been sitting on this dream for a while, it's time to make a move. Do it.
Do it.
That's good.
Just like Nike. And we out here. Holla.